Greetings, YouTube model people. How is it going? All right, welcome to my episode number 45 of the Sunday Morning Model Cars and Coffee episodes in series, hosted by Paul over at Left Coast Model Car Builds. Left Coast Model Car Builds here on YouTube. And as I always do, thank you, Paul, for the series. March 8th already. Boy, time's just flying by. Here, weather-wise, in the coming days, we're going to get up to, one day is going to be 76 degrees. Interestingly enough, I mean, that's flirting with 80, right? Hard to believe. It won't stay at that. It'll get cool again and rainy and all that good stuff, probably, if it's following the trends of the last few springs we've had, which is very little. Usually it goes from cool to hot up here. We kind of lost our spring with the seasons and the way the world and the climate is. But anyway, all that being said, we're going to show you another big rig this week. A little bit different style big rig situation. You'll see why here in a second. No, it's not invisible. I just haven't put it on the table yet. Well, that would be unique, right? Invisible model. Just put a little placard down at a model show or contest and say, it's invisible. See how cool it is? Just thought of that. But anyway, who knows? That'd be kind of fun to try. Anyway, so let's get right to it, and we'll show you all the details, okay? This was a real fun one. And you'll see it was, well, I'll probably re-mention it in the other part of the video. Was back in the wonderful pandemic year of 2020, which is hard to believe was 6 years ago. But all that being said, let's go check it out. Okay, so here we are. We have to be in handheld mode for obvious reasons. Going to move you around a bit. As you can see by the box art, this was the repop, I believe, repop of the GMC Astro cab over truck. And when I saw that truck, I said, boy, that just looks like an old tired truck. So I immediately thought of putting in a weathered truck and then setting it into a diorama, like you see before you, is what it turned out to be. If I had my choice, folks, I would build nothing but dioramas, to tell you the truth, all kinds of dioramas. The problem with that is they take up a lot of space, space I definitely don't have, and they are expensive, at least for me. I know some people are able to use all kinds of lay around the house materials and turn them into magic. I can't do that, so I have to buy a lot of things, and they get to be very expensive. So, anyway, but I really do enjoy doing dioramas, and I think it's because I started out at model railroading, and I was always more about scenery and the setting than the actual trains themselves. So, doing dioramas brings me back to that kind of creative process of creating scenes. So, I'm going to move around here, move the light around a little bit. Sadly, this truck has never been to a show because it's not glued really to the base, and I'm afraid to do anything with it. So it's just been posted on the internet a few times over the years. Again, this was built, well, I didn't really summarize the build. It was built as part of the Big Rig group build hosted by Jeff of Jeff's Model Garage, and Dylan over at New York State Modeling at the time was co-hosting the Big Rig build in 2020. And it was completed and final was done by July 2020. So that's kind of the history of it. My favorite part, it's interesting, over the years I've talked to different people who built dioramas, and just out of nowhere I asked if they had a favorite part, and they all seem to have one. I mean, I like the overall, just getting the look to be consistent and everything to blend in. And that's always the scary part for me, because I don't really know a technical way to do it other than just by eye and just do a little at a time and just, watch it slowly kind of. You got to have an eye for it to see it come together. But in this particular diorama, my favorite part is the ladder the ladder back behind the fence here, just laying across the fence. Anyway, so that's it, folks. I won't hold you up too much. Again, I figured I'd do something a little bit different. I know a couple people wanted to see more big rigs. Well, you get a big rig plus a little bonus, which is a scene. And, you know, sadly, this big rig has seen better days, and it's drifting away from life slowly here, as you can see, based on this scene. Okay, so that's it, folks. Thanks again. Hope you're having a good weekend. Hope you're getting bench time, and take care of yourselves. All right, cheers.